जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम ओम Sri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om Sri Rama Jai Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Om Sri 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 Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Sri Rama Jai Rama Rama Sri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai 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 Rama Sri Rama Jai
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Namaskaram. Where are we now? Hari Om, Hari Om. Huh?
Reference to ticket collector, station master and policeman.
Tiruvannamalai over.
Yes, over.
Tirupati over.
Kalahasti over.
Kalahasti over. Basavada.
Bezwada not yet.
Again, dictates of their conscience. Okay. So that means we have covered about 14 boats, 2 boats, 12 boats. That means 12 points must have come up. Why not we try? At least a few will come. Starting with inner voice. Starting with inner voice. It reminds us that Papa built up his whole spiritual journey after hearing this voice. We have been traveling, or we have been feeling that we are traveling without hearing the inner voice. So now we are praying to him, somehow make me aware of your inner voice. So that then I know, but I will be 100% clear that you are within me. I know you are within me, but I must be 100% sure. Only through a direct experience I will be able to know that. So kindly open up. That is the only prayer I have. I want you to make me feel that you are there. Knowledge-wise I have got, but experience-wise I am yet to. Please. So this is what the inner voice tells us. The next board was talking something about Vairagya, dispassion. So when this becomes a reality, when we try to concentrate more and more on him by withdrawing ourselves from many of his sense objects. So we at that time, what we shared was, we will try to satisfy ourselves with a limited possession. Parimiti Parigraha. Simple living. So that the more and more our mind space is allotted to him. If I buy more and more articles, all articles will occupy my mind space. With the result, I have no space for him. Actually, he has given us the whole thing, but we don't have space for him. Something like somebody has rented out, gifted his house for staying, but one day when he came, he said, it is fully occupied, I cannot give you, something like that. It was he who has given us this house. And when he comes here, we are unable to give him because it is full. So Parimiti Parigraha. And then, when he left, he was free from the any type of attachment. Relations, possessions. Everything was laid at his feet. That means not that we have to run away from anything. In our heart, we will be free from patratra. In Tamil, we say without any attachment. We possess, but we don't attach. And the next one was about sannyas. It was from individual to universal. Next. So the sannyas means individual to universal. Let us not immediately jump into the conclusion of the soccer robes, taking sannyas, no. Anything that helps us to move from individual to universal. Our name, our environments, our relationship, our possessions. All these things were reminding me of me and mine.
Dedication of our entire being.
Then explanation. So far, my name, my relationship, my possessions, everything was centering on me and mine. What is your name? I am so. Is this your? And this is mine. This is mine. Very good. So when we come out of this, everything is his. That is called sannyas. From individual to universal. Something on which we have to keep on thinking, then only the new interpretation will come. Because the mind has already defined and understood something, taking initiation, leaving everything and changing the dress, changing the name. But the person is intact, there is no change. In a way, we used to feel how Papa was right when he went back to the white clothes. Because nothing is there, only mental attitude is what is needed. Even when people offered him this land, when we go to the old land records, wherever Papa, it was assigned in the name of Papa. So when you go to the registrar office, they will ask father's name. So Papa writes Balakrishna Rao. Because that doesn't change, Those things will never change. In fact, that particular, when we started thinking more and more deeply, then only we got the new dimension about this sannyas. Because sannyas is not changing your name, changing your robe. They are all, the idea behind it, you are getting a new name. Whatever possession you had, you will not have it. You have no permanent address. Aniketa Stiramati, Nowadays, instead of staying in a house, we are staying in an ashram, where everything is there, What change? So this is not the sannyas what Papa meant. There, every moment we are depending upon God. If He wants to provide, He will provide. If He doesn't want to provide, He will not provide. That's all. Both are accepted by Him. So individual to universal. And He also defines
Samatvam yogam uchyate.
He consecrating everything to him. Everything. Meditation of Ram and service of Ram, both. Then we should not think Ram means an entity or a... No. Meditation of Ram in the entire creation. Service of the Ram to the entire creation. That is universalizing. From the individual to universal, Papa has again redefined here. And from there we move to
Positive.
I'm not talking about praise. After sannyas, then positive, becoming positive. Becoming positive. Very tough job, but we should try. Optimism leads you Godward. And then anything that is splendourous. God is there in everybody, but anything that splendourous attracts our attention, that is God. So any creative work, a poem, a song, an article, a creation, anything attracts. They are all the fullest revealment of His presence. Signature of the Master. And then fulfillment and non-fulfillment. Because everything has been actuated by Him, so there is nothing called fulfillment and non-fulfillment. He has asked us to take up a journey called life. So certain times we would have named it previously, we did not know that, so we have named it as fulfillment and non-fulfillment. But now it won't be like that. Everything is His will. So apparently it may look to be adverse. Apparently it may look to be a non-fulfilled one. I want to go to a particular place, I don't reach there. But I don't become upset because He does not want me to reach there now. Okay. Then from there, while on the journey, when He meets out different types of tests, we should be able to, any adverse or anything, we should be able to remember Him. So that means we should not react impulsively, from the individual level we should not do that. That's what He did. To us it may be difficult, but this is what He did. And God proposes, God disposes. He was prompted to go to Pondicherry to have the darshan of Sri Aurobindo after walking for 8 to 10 miles. 8 to 10 hours with bare feet and the hot sun. Then he was told he is not available, he has gone on Mauna. At the time the police also came and they were asked to return in 1 hour time or 2 hours time. Anybody in Papa's position would have reacted violently. But he was able to accept it. God proposes, God disposes. It was He who proposed me to come here. He now decides me now to remain there, that's all. Then the solitude. So going within. From this it is clear that in one's life there must be a time when we withdraw ourselves totally from all involvements and intensely dwell on that. Even if it's a small period, but it should be intense. free from all, only dwelling on the origin of ours, and then capture his presence. At least for some time, then come out of it. Then you know he has been with you, he is with you, he has been with you, he is with you, he has been with you, he is with you. And then Tirupati. No disappointment. Anybody in whose place we would have got disappointed. But he had absolutely no disappointment. Because he knows the master plan of his plan, Sadhuram had planned. That's why he said, we'll go to Tirupati. Papa did not plan anything. Throughout, Papa has not planned anything. So the Sadhuram planned. With all struggle, they reached the station from there, after getting into 700 more steps in that winter, extreme winter. They were not allowed to stay there, exposed to severe cold. Next day morning, they returned back. Beautifully has written. His master has got the plan, the master plan of his journey. Here, in one of his quotations, he says, probably that will help us, repetition of Ram Nam simultaneously with meditation on the great ideal is perfectly right. But the remembrance must flow in the mind without break. We never understood these words, so only chanting was there. Remembrance was forgotten. Then Kalahasti. That's also wonderful, What is the purpose of your journey? Somebody asked. He said, in quest of God. It was clear to him that God is everywhere. But they wanted to experience the same. And he felt this wherever he went, whoever he met. To him, all signs and signals led to one direction, God. So there Papa says, turn your mind day by day towards the immortal source of your life, God. For the past so many months now, we had many a time repeated the word source of all sources, root of our existence, origin. Now we find the relevance. Only by going to the root we will become clearer and clearer. Rest of the thing are only
clarity
flowchart, correct.
And nothing more. The entire interest of God is a guide for spirituality.
அது உயரத்துக்கு தான் he has made us again to go through this, So turn your mind day to day, day by day toward the immortal source of your life, God. Let your actions flow like gentle stream, singing the melodious song of the divine service. Behold your beloved everywhere.
We are selected.
Selected. 100% selected. 100%. In this entrance exam, all are passed. That's why, that assurance comes to us. Why you know? He is within us. That is why we are eligible. We minus him, not eligible. We feel eligible when we know he is with us.
Swamiji, but Chilladano, worrying and restless are disconnected or restless are the, like, an expecting mother not feeling the baby in the stomach, she will feel very restless.
அது வேணுமே அந்த ரெஸ்ட்லெஸ்னஸ் இல்லைன்னு நம்ம இப்போ உட்கார மாட்டோம் இங்கே. தட் இஸ் a must. Discontentment should be there for not having sufficiently progressed in the spiritual path. Papa Jewelwer. We should feel content with whatever he has given, but discontentment should be there for not having sufficiently progressed on the spiritual path. That is our, what do you call, fuel, incentive. So from Kalahasti to Godward. During his travels, Papa was fortunate enough to receive the service of many kind-hearted people who followed the dictates of their conscience. Seeing their services even in unfavorable situations, with the risk of dire consequence, Papa often wondered, thy one touch can change in a moment the entire face of the universe. He is the lawmaker, but he can also set aside the law. Normally he will not, but in exceptional cases he sets aside. Just like yesterday we said, in all our statutes, this is how it should be, but there will be a last clause. The exemption is vested with the government under special circumstances. So he enforces certain laws, rules, regulations, but he himself frees somebody from it. That is what happened in Godward. Papa and the Sadhuram were asked to get down from the train because they were not having ticket by the ticket examiner. So they were asked to come out. And the station master and the ticket examiner was watching when the train leaves, whether they get inside. At that time, the policeman, railway policeman, who is supposed to ensure that no ticketless traveler travels, he suddenly sees these sadhus and asks them, why are you standing here? Then Papa said, we have been asked to get down because we don't have tickets. Immediately looking at Papa, he said, you get in. No, he pleaded with the station master that they should be allowed to go because, they are sadhus. We cannot expect them to carry money. So the station master said, this is not right. Your job is to discourage people traveling without any tickets. So this is unbecoming of your profession. Then he said, maybe that, but they should be allowed. He said, no, this can't be allowed. So he went there straight, asked these people to get in. And he stood there at the entrance. Seeing this, the station master and the ticket examiner rushed in. What are you doing? We will report it to your superior officer. Then he says, you can report, and even if I am dismissed, no power on the earth can ask these sadhus to get down. Because these are the matters when you have to go by the dictates of your conscience, not by any other rule. So God is bringing that word conscience, dictates of their conscience. That is the voice of God. Yes, that is the voice of God. Where there is no self-interest. During his travels, Papa was fortunate enough to receive the services of many kind-hearted people who followed the dictates of their conscience, seeing their services even in unfavorable situations, with the risk of dire consequence. Papa often wondered, thy one touch can change in a moment the entire face of the universe. From there to Jagannath Puri. Reaching the ancient seaside temple, frequented by millions of fervent pilgrims, Papa felt a deep emotional connect. Papa's devotion to the divine knows no bounds, both in his abstract, infinite Nirguna aspect and his local, personalized Saguna aspect. Because God is within, no? We don't have to search for him out. Then why go to temple? What is there in the temple? These questions have been beautifully answered by Papa. For general masses who have no idea that God is within, they need idol worship. With the faith and devotion they develop for that idol, primarily they feel, that idol decides my life. So I surrender, I will worship. Whenever I am in trouble, I pray to him. So that is why slowly that subservience to a higher power comes out in the form of idol worship. And later on we should transcend and transform that. At the same time retaining our reverence towards the form. In Jagannath Puri, he demonstrated it. Emotionally, when you become one with that, then you are in ecstatic mode. But for that, some instrumental cause is necessary. He casually went to Jagannath Puri. Crowd was too much. No chance of going and having the darshan of Lord Jagannath. Suddenly somebody comes, pushes him, takes him just before the idol, and then Papa was in an ecstatic mode. Then he was brought back. And when the other man was asked, why were you prompted to take him inside? He said, Jagannath alone knows. So reaching the ancient seaside temple frequented by millions of fervent pilgrims, Papa felt a deep emotional connect. Papa's devotion to the divine knows no bounds, both in his abstract, infinite Nirguna aspect and his local, personalized Saguna aspect. Devotion means loving remembrance of God. Bereft of devotion, life is dry and tasteless. Devotion sweetens life, frees it from the bond of ignorance. That is why we find that Papa's teachings are never dry. Though there is no devotion to a particular form or deity, your devotion to God is intact. So that sweetness is there, glue is there. Bereft of devotion, life becomes dry, tasteless. So now how many points we have covered after that? Basavada, alva. This is the second one, alva. Good. Very good. Inner voice, dispassion, dispossession, individual to universal, be positive, be highly creative, and see the master, see the signature of the master and everything.
16 points.
God
50.
prepares, God disposes.
Tirupati. Then
Fulfillment or non-fulfillment?
Fulfillment,
non-fulfillment treated as same. Don't impulsively react.
Solitude going God proposes,
God proposes, God.
Everywhere God, only God is there. Okay.
God proposes and God disposes.
Then everything is God only, Normally we say man proposes, God disposes. Here the man cannot propose. Then
Solitude.
Solitude.
Okay.
withdraw from everything and dwell on capture his presence. Capturing his presence at least for a few seconds.
Capturing his presence for a few seconds.
Yeah. Then
Repetition of Nam simultaneously with meditation.
Simultaneously,
With meditation.
that means the remembrance is important. Remembrance should be maintained, which we have forgotten. Yes. Anything else?
God is everywhere. God is everywhere.
Very
Master plan. Master plan.
master plan. Always reminder about God is everywhere. Where are you? Where are you going? Why are you going? In quest of God. But God is within you. Why should you go? This is also to know that He is go everywhere. Though God is within, God is also without. God is also in everybody. That I will know only when I go out. With that bhavana. If I go with my reservation and if all my, we will not see God, definitely. Plans. That is the difference between our approach and His approach. Our going, we can't say that it is in quest of God. Because we plan everything, well ahead. Where are we going to stay? How are we going to travel? Who is going to pick me up? All those things we ensure, A lot of thinking is necessary. We should not.
In the present world, Indian forces முதலே பிளான் பண்றோம், டிக்கெட் புக் பண்றோம், எங்க இருக்கணும், என்ன பண்றோம். There is no possibility of avoiding the plan. But I think at least in every step I should say, if I am doing this, hope it is in line with you. That is the only thing I can think of, Swamiji. You correct us.
See, we cannot even think of starting a journey without planning. Because so many things, we want to ensure that everything is in line with that. Whereas, when once we are convinced that when He has actuated my life and He has given me the sankalpa, He may do it, no? He will do it. he may also suspend certain things at certain period. So it is possible, not that it is not possible. Those who have initiated, they will take care of us, That feeling should be there. If we think we have initiated, naturally our planning should be done. If somebody has initiated our program, they will take care of it, to the best of their capacity. We must have faith in them.
ஒரு தடவை சென்னை இப்ப எல்லாரும் ஆசிரமத்துக்கு வந்துட்டு திரும்பி போகும்போது ஸ்ட்ரைக்கு புக்கெல்லாம் பண்ணியாச்சு. ஆனா சுவாமிஜி சச்சிதானந்த சுவாமிஜி he has arranged for the entire person 30 to 40 டிராவல் போறதுக்கு விசிட் ஆகிறதுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணார். That is great.
அங்கே நம்ம இண்டிவிஜுவல் தானே பார்க்குறோம். பகவான் பண்ணார் சொல்லலையே. அதனால அது ஒரு அதனால அது இப்போ ஒரு இன்ஸ்டியூஷனுக்கு போகிறது, அந்த இன்ஸ்டியூஷன் நம்ம பார்த்துக்கிறான்னு தானே வரும். பகவான் பார்த்துக்கிறாருன்னு வரலையே. நம்மளோட பிளானிங்கை பண்ணினது பகவான், அந்த பிளானிங்கை உல்ட்டா பண்ணது பகவான், அப்புறம் அந்த செட்டிலைட் பண்ணது பகவான். அதுக்கு ஒருத்தருக்கு காரணிகளாக இருந்தா அப்படி எடுத்துக்க முடிஞ்சா எல்லாம் ரைட் ஆகும். அல்லட்டா அது இண்டிவிஜுவல் டு இண்டிவிஜுவலாக போகும். சாமிஜி அப்படி பண்ணாருந்தே சாமிஜிக்கு தோணாது. நம்ம சொல்றோம் அப்படி தானே. எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரே மாதிரி கொடுக்குறே. அது இப்போ நிர்வாகத்தில் இருக்கிறத அந்த 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 பொசிஷன் வந்ததுனால தானே நிர்வாகத்தில் கொடுத்துருக்கு, அவர் உட்காண்டிருக்கார். இப்போ அவரோட மனசில் அந்த கேர் அண்ட் கன்சர்ன் எல்லாருக்கும் இருக்குமே. பட் இங்கே உள்ள பாயிண்ட் அதல்ல. இங்கே உள்ள பாயிண்ட் என்னன்னு சொன்னால், when we have entrusted this thing to them, to God or anybody, then we don't have to do the planning or safeguarding. இப்போ நம்ம எங்கேயா புறப்படுத்த நம்மளே ஏன் பண்ணுறோம்னு சொன்னால், நம்ம தான் பிளான் பண்ணுறோம்னு நம்ம நினைக்கிறோம் இல்லையா? அதல்ல இங்கே பப்பா மீன் பண்ணதல்ல. That is why he did not plan anything. Master plan யாரோ பண்ணியிருக்கா, அதுக்கு என்ன போக வச்சிருக்கா, அவ்வளோதான். Even after coming back, whenever somebody asked him to go, he used to say yes, but he will not plan anything, People take up that planning and arrange everything. To him, God is arranging. Through some individual, they must have done something. நமக்கு தப்பு பண்ணுறோம் என்னன்னா, இப்போ any kind of any act of kindness, when we see from an individual, we see it as the quality of that individual. We praise, we congratulate, we are grateful to him. No doubt, it's all right. But for a spiritual aspirant, that's not sufficient. He should know God has come and done through that particular individual. Then only God will be there, not individual. எப்பொழுது வந்துட்டே இருக்கணும். God has done through that individual, God has done through this individual, இப்படியே இது வரணும். So that the individual is not there, only God. This is the toughest. No doubt that individual is the instrumental cause. We do have reverence, respect for him. We gratefully remember. But at the same time, we should know God through that individual. இப்படி பண்றது அந்த இண்டிவிஜுவல் belittle அல்ல. We respect him. We remember him with gratitude. But at the same time, we don't limit ourselves to that individual. We should.
God spontaneous. Swamiji, அப்படின்னா இப்போ இவ்வளோ you've been saying that it is Papa who is making you do so that we all come up in our spiritual level.
என்னது புரியுது எனக்கு.
Can't understand, auntie.
சொல்லுமா என்ன
Tell in English.
I'm just very much emotionally upset knowing that Papa is doing everything through you. That he is being after us.
Okay. If we bring God into the picture, everything is right. Which is the truth? As spiritual aspirants, we have to see not merely that individual, the power through that individual. So that our subservience and the total surrender to the God that is there, at the same time our gratitude is there for that instrument also. This is something very important. Otherwise, we don't enjoy his presence. When I have come in, many of you might be remembering Swami Padmanabhanji talked about one story, Martin. You remember?
Yes, Swamiji.
Correct. Martin. Otherwise, we will not see. We will see only the person who had come here and you are helping, that's all. In what way it has helped you in your spiritual progress? Unless the kindness is also attributed to him. And he gave you a field. That is, in the Martin story, the important moral is, the field is created by God. You are pining to have his darshan, so a field has to be created. So somebody should come there with no food, no warm clothing, and instantaneously you give it away. But you still thought he is a suffering person, I have helped him. God has not come into the picture. So again, when he was telling about Martin, yes, I've been waiting for you yesterday, you did not come throughout the day. I did come. You remember?
Yes.
Yes,
So that is the idea. Individual to individual is there, okay. But for a spiritual aspirant, God.
Swamiji, sometimes his presence suddenly overpowers everything, that you are just aghast, you are just dumbstruck that he is being with you all the time and you are unaware. Second moment, you are Parimiti Swamiji.
We get him, we lose him. Leo.
Yes, Swami.
We get him, we lose
That is
him.
the truth.
He may have his own reason why he plays like that. But at least he makes us to know that he is within our reach, though for a short time. We take it like that. We see the positive aspect in that. For many years you did not even give me this, but at least now you have started giving me a glimpse, again you will disappear. Now please don't do that. And to be very honest, we will be able to get over this only when we know that everything is coming from Him. Not merely Ram Nam, not merely Godward thinking, not merely this, that. In spite of our hearing, in spite of our doing, still the mind has marked. These are all His, these are all not His. Remembrance, forgetfulness, everything has come from Him. So immediately, now even the very word comes, it is coming from Him. Any thought, any word, any deed. So until we transform all these things to Him, this hide and seek business will continue. So when once we have started feeling the hide and seek, which is a positive, very, very positive sign in our spiritual progress, we slowly try to go back to Papa's words he uttered after coming back from his tour in the Panchapandava cave. When he was leading a life of God remembrance throughout, somehow one day God tested to make him feel that he has got some down-pulling tendencies, negative thoughts, or forgetfulness of God. So he immediately cried, "Why are you doing this in spite of my doing for the severest tapas, sadhana?" So it became quiet. Again, after 2-3 days, the fellow was up again. And when he cried, he got the answer, "Why do you differentiate me? Why do you still set apart some area where I am not? Why do you differentiate that these thoughts are good, these thoughts are bad, ungodly? Is there anything like that? When you say I am all pervading, all enveloping, can there be any other one?" That makes us to think. When that stage comes, only this hide and seek will stop. Every moment of our life is guided by Him. Whether we know Him or not, whether it is within the definition of our Godward thinking or not, the truth is He is behind everything. And Papa also adds something which everyone has to try and see. That the so-called negative thought, you will transform the thought, never destroy it. You can't destroy the thought. It's an advanced stage. But when you say that hide and seek has started, then suddenly he now answered that will stop only when you try to accept that every thought, every word, every deed is generated from Him only. Then what is it that we can say it makes me to forget? It's all right, He made me to forget. That is what is called constant remembrance. A remembrance where even forgetfulness is remembered.
just, we don't do anything from it. You are carrying us ahead. तुम्हें clear भी नहीं है. What sadhana are we doing? Nothing we are doing. We are just taking us ahead like, lights are already Panama, Udum Panale.
But you are traveling, that is enough. You are traveling. But you are traveling, that is enough. போகிற வழியெல்லாம் அவர் என்ன கொடுத்துட்டே இருக்காரு. Wherever we need anything, provisions, he is giving us. So be on the travelers list. Every day he is giving us new clues. He will give, he will provide.
ஒரு அப்பார்ட்மெண்ட் உள்ளே போயிட்டான் 3 floor பயணத்தில் இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு, பயமா இருக்கு. 6,000 square feet இதுல இருந்து அப்படியே திறந்து விட்டுருக்கான். அந்த பக்கத்தில் நம்ம சைடில் பக்கத்துலயே அடையாறு அச்சீத பொசிஷன். இன்னைக்கு நைட் 1 o'clock வரைக்கும் இருக்கான். நாளைக்கு 5 மணிக்கு தான் போறது அப்படிங்கிறான். அது 2 cyclones together today. Everything is great.
Hari Om, let us try to dwell as much on this aspect that you have made us understood that only when the seeking stops, I will become the sought after.
Yes.
That may enable me to do it, please. You are with me, you have been guiding me, though you were not making me aware of it, but you were kind enough to make me know that you are leading me, guiding me, directing me. So kindly enable me to realize it as early as possible. I am not asking anything. Only you are with me, that I should know. And suppose we are in a position to zero it to this, and for that I am doing Ramnam, for that I am doing Bhajan, for that I am doing Satsang, for that I am doing whatever Seva, then it becomes very clear. And in that let us be careful that the me and mine thought does not overpower us. He will put us to a lot of tests. So let us keep on thinking about it. Always be positive. We are on the right side, right line. We are moving towards him, no doubt. We are his children, so we are entitled. Only thing is, if my thought, word and deed are not compatible with the ultimate goal, it will take some time. Because I am still moving in his realm only. I may not know that I am moving in his realm. So I will not go anywhere else. I will be ultimately led by him. Amritasya putraha. So let us all keep these positive things and then carry on with our sadhana as defined by him. Hari Om. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, 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 Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai. Pranam, pranam, pranam. Namaskaram, namaskaram. Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam.
Namaskaram, Swamiji.
Namaskar, namaskar.